I don't see anything yet.
Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. I'm Shane. Thank you guys so much for joining. Making sure we're going to be coming up here in just a few seconds. Looking like we're started. All right. How are you, G?
I'm great, Shane. How are you?
Wonderful. Actually, I got the music playing in the background. Hold on one second here. Sorry, I got to find this window. Okay, sorry, I was about to start echoing back through. Okay, we are officially started, and it's our last one of this year, so this is going to be a good one. Thank you so much for joining me, Gene.
It's my pleasure, Shane. I look forward to this every single month. It's so you never know what people are going to ask and what's going to come up. It's really an amazing event or show that we have every month.
Yeah, I
It's a
agree.
lot of fun.
I always enjoy our time together and just creating that space for the community too. It's lovely we can do it once a month at least. You know. All right. It looks like we've already got some questions. Guys, we have pinned a message to the top just to remind you that you can get your messages from your loved ones. Name and relation is always helpful. If it's a pet, their name and type is helpful. If you want your spirit guides, that works. And if you use all caps and emojis, that will make it stand out to us so we're not missing any of your questions. And with that, we'll get started. Do you have anything to announce coming up at the beginning here that you like to?
Well, I have my Sunday shows tomorrow. I'm with Allie from Heart and Soul Connected at 1 p.m. Eastern, and that's 10 a.m. Pacific. And then I'm doing a new collaboration with a gentleman named Scott Scorpio Sun Tarot. And that's going to be the first time I'll be on his show. That it's really fun. You have some people that invite you to their channels, and then you invite people to your channels. It's a lot of fun to do these collaborations.
Absolutely, yeah. So I do have Jean's links down below to her YouTube channel as well if you want to get a personal session with her. That link is also below. Let's see. Let's start with Marita's mirror. Let's see here. Marita wants to know if you have messages, if you can get a message from her spirit guides, please. What
Sure.
do I
Hi,
need to
and
know right now? So,
I'm not sure what is the correct pronunciation, but I call her Merida, almost like Meredith, but I think it's Merida.
oh,
But
right.
It could be Merida. Is that the? I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with the Disney show. Are you?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
That's
Well, I'll have to
Brave. That's
watch
about
it to
all I
make
know
sure.
because I remember it was so eye catching when it came out. I think it's called Brave or something like that, but
Yes.
I don't know the girl's
Yes.
name or anything.
Yeah. Let us know, Merida, how if you could put it phonetically so that we know. All right, message from her spirit guides. I hear you slow down, you move too fast. Is that Simon and Garfunkel? Slow down, you move too fast. Something, the morning something. But and it's funny because I think you asked me a question about a song the last time, but this is what I'm hearing that they want you to slow down a little bit during this end of year and beginning of next, and allow yourself some the pause in between the beats, and they see that you are working very diligently and working round the clock, and you have amazing creativity and a lot of ideas and plans and tasks, and they just want you to slow down and maybe take a rest or take a beat in between those to allow for them to come in and provide support and provide inspiration and provide direction. if you, if they're just saying that the pause is just as important as the work.
Very
That's what
good.
I got.
And you were right, Merida, like Disney. You got it right,
Okay.
Jean, she says.
Okay.
I love it. Hey, Pam, I missed your, I just now saw your comment. Good afternoon. Hello to you
Oh,
and Daryl, our
and
truck
Sherry is
driver.
here, and I
Yeah?
wanted to tell Sherry that she's so sweet. She goes, I can't wait till SunPsychic Jean hears my show. I watched the show on Janie Lane, and I am so impressed with the way that you had uh, documented and figured out and put meaning to a lot of the synchronicities and uh, happenings that appeared before you and came to you. And the song that was played backwards and the words that were revealed, honestly, it was really, really fascinating. I really enjoyed it. And every single one of those synchronicities and signs and connections are absolutely 100% true. There's no doubt. You can't make this stuff up. And I love that you were referring back to the Michael Jackson video that below, and I'm like, oh, I got to rewatch that because I remember when I watched it the first time, it was so riveting. It just blew my mind. It was like synchronicity after synchronicity, but it's more than that. It's like they were screaming, we're here. This all means something. This all makes a difference. This all is for a reason. It's not life happening to us, it's life happening for us. Everything is happens for a reason. It's just beautiful.
Absolutely. And I think, our community is the perfect community to watch it because a lot of us see all of these connections and you can almost lose track of how many little things you see unless you're like screenshotting it and documenting it. So for all you people that are like, man, I wish I would have just documented all of these connections. That's weird connections, and like, why are all these synchronicities happening? And but Sherry did a good job at that, and we did like I helped her create a little slideshow to put it all together. She had all the screenshots and everything, so it made it really easy. And it's just strange when you see all these connections, but many of us see it with our own, things, daily lives. So it was good to see someone put it
Very
together in
well
such a way.
done. Oh, she said, you're making me cry. It
Oh,
was very well done and very well executed. The delivery was beautiful too. It made perfect sense. And you made sure to backtrack and fill in and give reasons. Like when I came to this is what I was thinking and this is what happened. I thought it was very well done. Good job.
thank you so much. Schmeenix, what is up? November 11th is your birthday. There's a hat for you. It was my mom's birthday as
Oh,
well, so that's really cool. 1111 is one of my big numbers.
that is really
Oh, Pam
nice.
Lang says, I agree with what Gene is saying, Sherry. That's awesome. Uh, Let me scroll back up here and see if I'm missing any questions. Let's see.
Yeah, there was a couple in the very beginning.
Oh yeah, let's see. Fruity Fiona. Let's see. Why do I feel?
Oh,
Oh
so
wait,
Shane, just
go ahead. Sorry.
while you're doing that, just I had my psychic fair this past or last weekend. Yeah, it was just last weekend. It seems so long ago, but it was on the 11th, Sunday the 11th, and I was exhibiting as and doing readings at a booth at the psychic fair in my hometown, and I also read a room for the first time.
Wow. Oh my God. That's wild. How did that go?
It went very well. It went very well. And I learned, I mean, it's my first time. The readings were really good and very profound. And so the readings went well. It's just sort of like me stumbling about, the beginning and the end and things like that. Like I forgot to tell on my website and stuff.
Right.
So just little things like that I know, what to do and what not to do next time. I think next time I'll ask them a couple of questions like, have you ever had a reading? Have you ever, had a message from your loved one? Sort of kind of read who the audience is first,
Right.
I think would be really important to do. So, but yeah, everything went really well. It was very exciting.
That sounds really awesome. Really scary too, but for your first time and everything. But that's awesome. What a hurdle that's definitely a huge mile marker, you know what I mean? Think of how far you've come. That's amazing.
It was exhilarating because of the vibration there. And when you have a psychic there, there's high, there's spiritually minded people coming in to listen to you.
Right.
So that's half the battle. It's not just like a cold room. So but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That is awesome. Let's see. Is that pronounced kiwi? Why do I feel so detached from my body? It's like I'm dissociating all the time. What can I do? You want to connect with our higher team or something for this one? I don't know.
Well, you need to ground right away for sure. Um, there may be astrological signs and happenings that are going on that are affecting you. I'm not sure if you're air signs. I don't know what your sun and rising is. Um, and this could be affecting you in a little bit more of a dramatic way. I would use crystals. Now, these I have are the quartz crystal, and I would recommend something a little darker, like this is a fluorite or the labradorite. I have a labradorite here, just something like this, or even black onyx, or the other one. There's another darker one that's really good for grounding. And you go outside, talk to the trees, and um, take salt baths, bring in plants, things like this. Anything that you can do to help to ground yourself. You can do a visual, a guided meditation where you make sure that you plant your energy into Mother Gaia. And yeah, it's almost like maintaining the car, like sort of maintenance is what they're telling me. Maintenance is what they need you to do in order to keep grounded. Um, and there's nothing wrong other than you're feeling the energies. And I think it has something to do with the astrological movements. There's some really powerful uh, happenings going on. I don't know all the terms, so I just call them happenings. But I know like the 21st, the 23rd, that, there's things coming up and certain signs are affected more than other signs. But yeah. Okay, so she's Leo and Gemini, Leo Sun and Gemini rising. I'm also hearing that it's a way for you to deal with your stress. It's almost like you're avoiding the feeling in your body. So, you know, drink or eat soups that are nourishing to your body, eat root vegetables, things like this. And it's important for you to maybe have a consultation with a spiritual uh, counselor to help you um, work through some of these energies. Um, but I feel as though this is only a temporary feeling and that this will pass. And yeah, very sensitive being you are. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and I've had other people talking about strange things like that. Really strange things that we've talked about, with time shifts. And I had an item teleport the other day. I mean, like, I didn't see it teleport, but I know I had just had it in my hand, And I was looking around all over. I'm like, did it fall? And I'm looking all over, and it was like out of reach. But I know I just had it moments ago. I'm like, how did it get over there? I didn't hear it or see it move. It's just I don't know, just weird. You know what I mean? But I know that I didn't take it over there. So,
Fascinating.
so strange stuff like
Wow.
that happening. Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Somebody said there was a gentleman that I was watching, and he said that a lot of his readings are, and he was an astrologer and a psychic, and he said that he feels as though magic is coming back. He said that the astrological signs and the I think in the 12th house is like magic and stuff or something. And he said he's getting a lot of dragons in his readings, and there's a lot of dragons in his dreams. And he says it's almost as if the dragon, the magic from folklore is actually always was real and is coming back into reality. And I thought, wow, what a concept that would be, right?
Wow. That's funny because it's already with the Mandela effect seeming more like a sci-fi movie, so I wouldn't be surprised it would feel more like a sci-fi fantasy movie, right? And it's wild because some
Exactly.
of the sightings have looked like angels and dragons and things in the sky. Do you know what I mean? Some of the ones I've seen over the years. So that's pretty cool too. Fruity Fiona, thank you for the question. Whatever messages get through from the other side, maybe Grandma Christine or spirit guides.
Okay.
Black Tourmaline. Yes, Alva, thank you for that. I couldn't
Yep,
think of
that's
it
the one
either
I
when
was
she
thinking
said
of.
that. I knew what she was thinking, but I couldn't think of the name. I'm like, I'm not good with remembering the names.
So Fruity Fiona, what I am getting is she's showing me I think I'm connecting with your grandma Christine, and she's showing me ice cream. And she's showing me ice cream and very very sweet. You know how you get little figurines that are an angel, but it's actually a mouse that's an angel, and it's like really very sweet, sort of like a cartoonish or something. She's showing me these very sweet little critters, little mice, and very sweet and loving. So I'm not sure if she liked little knickknacks or liked um, ice cream. She's showing me these beautiful, sweet things. So what are you saying to Fruity Fiona? She's saying make sure you experience the sweetness in life, that it is a an honor and a privilege to be here in the physical on earth with all of these worldly opportunities and things to experience the delight, to make sure you experience the sweetness, make sure you treat yourself and take a minute and experience the sweetness. She's saying that she wants you to be happy. She wants you to live your human existence and experience to the fullest, and make sure you include these. Oh geez, that's what she wants. Wow. Wow, she's still saying it. She's still saying it. Yeah, that's all she's coming through with. She just wants you to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, sort of having that adventurous outlook on life, you know? What else can you do, really, you know?
It's
So
amazing.
thank you for that question. And let's go to
Yeah.
Lark Kemper. How's it going, Lark? Hey guys, what do I need to know? Let's see if you can get something from Lark's guides.
Hi, Lark. Thanks for asking your question. Hmm. I see you riding on a skateboard and your hair is blowing in the wind. I see that you are jumping over small little hurdles, almost like maybe cracks in the sidewalk or, little bumps, but it's very much smooth sailing. And I see that you're riding on this skateboard and you're able to keep your balance and you're able to maneuver the turns and this mean for a moment. Hmm. They're just saying steady as she goes. They're just saying that it seems as though whatever you're doing on your own. Like it's a one man kind of endeavor, or um, you rely on yourself and I don't see you having like a whole uh, ship full of passengers, like there's not a lot of, you're not tethered down to anything. They want you to know that it's at any time you can give the controls over to the universe and you will be able to glide and be guided. That right now they see you like watching intently for the next obstacle, like the next line in the sidewalk for you to jump over on your skateboard, or the next thing that you like, you're kind of looking and scanning, looking and scanning. And they're saying, just give it over to us and we'll make sure we navigate your path. Interesting.
Very cool. Topaz Sky, thank you very much. Let's see. And we actually have a question from Topaz Sky. I would love a message from David, my fiance, about if I'll ever see him in this life via clair or dream visitation. Thank you very much. Thank you, Topaz Sky, for the question.
Oh, let me check. So he's kind of telling me he already has been, but you're not certain. And you want something that is undeniable and that is concrete. Almost, he says that he puts like drops little thoughts into your head, and he like you either think of him when you hear a song, or you think of him when you see somebody that looks like him, or somebody who wore a jacket just like him. He said that's me. He says that's me, kind of reminding you of me. And when you have um these sightings or these experiences, this is me um sharing my energy with you. And he doesn't want to come in too strong, and he doesn't want to startle you or frighten you, or he's saying that these small little um especially when you're alone at home and it's quiet, he's saying that you may think of him or reminisce about maybe a favorite meal that you made together or something. He says, this is me just coming in close to you. And it spurs you to reminisce about him. Let me see specifically. David, what kind of signs are you showing to us, God? He says he hears your thoughts and your prayers. I recently was confirmed through a guide of mine that they said that everything is telepathic on the other side. And all of the spirit guides, all of the loved ones, all of the pets have telepathy on the other side. This is the way they communicate. This is the way we communicate when we are on the other side. And they said humans are the only ones who cannot hear each other's thoughts. However, we can hear all of your thoughts. We know what you're saying. This is how prayers are delivered. This is how we know that you're thinking about us and talking to us. We can hear everything. So that's all you have to do is speak his name or think think about him, and he's there. He's not even gone. He's only just respecting your space and giving you space. And then the moment you think about him or ask for him, he moves in closer to you. So he is right there with you. Um, he's telling me that he talked to you through songs. Let's see if there's anything else he wants to say. He's saying it's important for you. He said he wants to give you the space and the respect for you to live your life and to grow. He says, I will be there to support you and to guide you gently. He says, but it is not something that is, it's not advisable for you to rely on me for, daily connection. He says, this is the rest of your life to live. He says, I will be here to support you and to guide you. But it's important to learn not to lean on this. Do you have pets? Ah, he would never frighten you. I know. I know. I know. I know, right? You would say that, Topaz, but really, have you ever seen an actual apparition? They're pretty scary. They are just pretty scary. Um, so he's never going to visit me in a way I can see or hear him. I think in the 3D physical, it's very rare. In a 3D physical. Now, he may like play with your hair. You ever feel anybody play with the back of your hair, like these little hairs on the top of your head? I know they're spirit guides. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, you're like, okay, who's back there? But
I want to back up to what you said a moment ago, though, because that's really profound and it really goes to show you why we sort of attract our reality in a way. I mean, think about if all of our thoughts are being broadcast out there for anything to hear, and we're thinking hateful things about someone, the hateful things that resonate with that message you're broadcasting are going to want to hang out with you, right? Because like things like the cluster together, right? So just negative energy, just for the simple fact that you're putting that out there, you're attracting more of that around you rather than sending out loving thoughts. And it also supports the whole water, Dr. Emoto's water experiments and the rice experiment and these things when you just use your intentions, because those are thoughts. You're sending the love thought to the rice or the water, and it's creating these beautiful patterns and it looks like crystals and snowflakes and things like that. And then when you send negative things, it looks all disoriented. So we don't hear each other, but we're broadcasting out. So what are we broadcasting out? We really need to be aware of what we're thinking about all the time. You know what I mean? Because it's like a big beacon. So anyway, and just like if you feel trapped, I always use that example with Pac-Man. You know, Pac-Man could totally feel like he's stuck in the maze. You know, and he can think all I do is just die and get reincarnated over and over again. But there's a higher game being played where he doesn't really die. You know what I mean? And he's not really trapped. It's like he just decided to go within that game and deal with those parameters or that reality, if you will, and it's like an experience, or that's how I look at it. And the more adventurous he looks at it, whether it's an adventure or not, just the better he's going to feel about it. That's why I use the game thing. It doesn't even have to really be a game that we're in, but having that game mentality in life, just changes your outlook on things. It makes you more of a player than a victim, because when you feel trapped, that's kind of a victim feeling, right? And then you attract more victim sort of energies around you, because that's what you're thinking about, like what you were just talking about, right, Gene?
Yes. Yes,
So
it
important about our
is.
thoughts, you guys.
It is. And it is very difficult when we're in that grieving period. And what I do find, I do know that it's very difficult to grieve and to be grateful at the same time. So if you can find one thing to be grateful for each day and write it down, and then after a week, maybe find two things each day to be grateful for, and you'll find that there is meaning and there is purpose. And if that doesn't work, what we can do is always be of service, always volunteer to help somebody else. For you to be of service and to assist somebody else in need will transform your despair in no time. It is like cathartic and therapeutic for you to reach out and help somebody with something that you are dealing with as well, because there's always somebody else out there that is in need, that needs you personally. And by you being needed and being in service, it gives you that sense of purpose and that sense of um, meaning to your life as well. So I would reach out. There's so many retirement homes and children's hospitals and military veterans hospitals, things like this, that they need somebody just to come and read to people, to help feed people, to talk to people and hold their hand. You can be helpful to somebody, and I think that would really help you.
As well as thinking of memories together, and instead of letting it make you feel sad that he's gone or whatever, like really go back and revisit a wonderful memory and get in a high vibe feeling like you're really reliving it. And that puts you in a better receptive vibration to receive a message in that moment too, or remember something you didn't remember that would apply for now in a real strange way. I mean, you just never know. This is really magical, but you have to sort of get out of the distractions of it all, because I know it's sad, but he's not gone forever. Not really. He's just away from you now in this plane of existence. And it seems all long and drawn out and everything, but once it's over, we can't wait to come back. It's funny. Thank you, Jill, this video. I appreciate that.
Thank you. That's cute.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Topaz Sky, all the best to you. And I wish you comfort and courage through this difficult time.
Absolutely. And thank you for the question. Jerry Comber wants to see if you can connect to Harry, his brother. He's pretty sure. Or
All
Jerry,
right.
that's probably that could be a girl. I have a sister named Jerry, so.
Mm. Hmm. He's showing me that now this is sometimes when they're trying to connect with me, they flash pictures in my mind, and I just like to say them in case it means something. They're showing me a pear and sort of like the top end of a pear, and like the little stem and the little brown part. But you know that I don't know if there's like baked or poached pears or pear pie. There's something with pears. He's showing me pears. Oh, he just popped in Harry and David in my is maybe he you know how Harry and David they have those pears, those really nice fruit baskets at the holidays? Maybe that's is there somebody named David? He put in Harry and David. Is there a David that's connected to him as well? Or is he just referring to the Harry and David?
Hopefully Jerry is still with us.
So he's showing me the outdoors and he's showing me like heavy flannel jackets, the kind that have like the quilting on the inside. And he's showing me like cold weather where you could see his breath. I'm not sure if he was a hunter and he liked to be outside or if he was a farmer and he did things outside in the cold, taking care of animals. Um, he seems to be outside in the cold and doing chores. So if any of this resonates with you, Jerry, if it makes sense to you, just let me know so that as soon as we make that connection and you give me that validation, we can bring in the message. It's really helpful to kind of make that connection, the full circuit. But let me just try and see if there's anything else that Harry you can tell Jerry.
Yeah, sometimes people get behind a little bit. So.
Yeah, I know that was happening to me the other day too on my feed. There was some sort of a lagging on the internet. Well, he's showing me this time of year. He's saying that it's very quiet and the activity outside is very low. Like there's not a lot of things growing, not a lot of bees buzzing, not a lot of, activity, not a lot of squirrels running around. He said that it's very quiet and still. And he always liked this time for contemplation. He loved the smell of wood burning out of a fireplace, out of a home nearby. He loved that smell. He loved this time of year. He's just letting you know that he'll be close over the holidays through this time of year. And to think of him when you have these experiences, like, oh, Harry would have loved this. Oh, Harry loved doing this. He wants you to know that he sees the world through your eyes. I just opened my eyes and saw that. You are so sweet. Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jerry. Okay.
All right. So Jerry doesn't, she may have gotten a phone call or,
Yeah, you never
something.
know.
Yeah, it's all right. But it was
Okay.
beautiful what he was showing me. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Very quiet, serene, beautiful.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Patty, I think this is the first one. I'll double check. Okay, Patty73, my sister crossed over on Halloween this year. Did she go directly to the healing center? Thank you. Thanks for the question, Patty. Let's see if you can connect in. Can you tell us your sister's name? That would be helpful. Patty, thank you very much. And so sorry for your loss.
I'm sorry, Patty.
She also, Patty said, thank you, Jean, for the message from my kitty Robert on your show with Mark. You were so right about what I needed to do. That's perfect.
Yeah, her kitty Robert is still in this world, and we did a reading on him. It was neat.
That
It
is
was
cool.
neat. Yeah, so if you can, I'll wait. I mean, not I'll start connecting, but if you can let me know her name when she comes through.
Okay, I'll be looking.
So what I'm hearing, a feminine energy talk to me and say that she, all of the illness was left behind, but the lessons were taken. She took the lessons with her, and the lessons are, um,
Her sister's name is Kathy.
she said she was, it was, she was there. It's almost like we're taking turns. It's almost like we're taking turns, being the caregiver and being the one cared for. And she said it was her turn to be the one cared for. And she said it was her honor to be there and to allow the angels working with her and on her and around her to, be of service to her. This was her, agreement to allow their souls to experience compassion. Wow. She said, that she is no longer ill on the other side, no longer needs healing, but she is reviewing lessons. There are lessons, and she's telling me like her soul is sort of like, there's, you step away from 3D, and it sort of has to integrate, and then step away from that density, and then you have to integrate, and then you have to step away from that density, and you have to integrate. And she said her spirit is there, but her energy, she said her spirit is aware and is healthy and is, learning lessons, but her energy is sort of like going through a metamorphosis of her energy. It has to release the density a little bit slower. And it's funny because she's saying her spirit, like she has a consciousness, and then she has an energetic body, is what she's telling me, which is fascinating. Your sister is a really good communicator. Wow. She's saying, I'm with you, I'm watching over you, and she's sorry that it pained you so to see her suffering and to see her, go through that at the end of her life. And she said it was my honor to be of service for those who needed to show compassion. It's almost she was trading, trading, taking turns is what she called it. Taking turns. It was her turn to be there for people to express their compassion. And she's saying that you were sisters in a past life as well. You were very, very close. She's saying, you're more like a best friend. She's saying not all sisters get along like we did. She's saying she's, paving the way. She said that she was, thrilled to have been in body and to have the experience here in this incarnation with you. She said you made it so much fun. She's showing me like early when you were younger, and that you would have a lot of fun together, that you really got along well together, and you would have fun, you would get into mischief, and you would hang out and drive cars, and I don't know if you smoke cigarettes, but like whatever, like in your youth, she's like you guys had a lot of fun. I don't know if you went to dances or went to outside parties, or she's just showing me all the fun, all the adventures that you had together. She's saying this is how she wants you to remember. This is my energy. She said, that's me. That's how I feel. That's her consciousness. And no matter how old or how sick I may have gotten, she said, I was always that, adventurous type of loving sister. She said, I never changed after that. She goes, that's me. That's the energy she wants you to focus on, not the one who was ill before passing. And she's saying, my dear sister, you have healing to do. You are the one who is moving into the healing center for the great loss of grief that you're now experiencing. But it is soul expanding, she said. Wow, she's a really good communicator. Patty, you must be high vibrational too. If we were able to get your cat and your sister and have these really profound readings, that's really cool.
Really awesome. And so thank you so much, Patty, for not only this question, but for the confirmation on the Kitty Robert that you mentioned earlier.
And we're very sorry for your loss. And Kathy is right there with you.
Yes.
Wow.
Earth Hope wants to know anything from our corgi, Dolly Wally. Anything she wants her to know or wants them to know.
Sure. Can I just mention that Patty said I will share this with her kids who were her caregivers the last years of her life. Wow. They were the ones that she was being of service to. Wow.
Wow, very nice.
Wow. Oh, Kevin, the healing medium, is here. Hi, Kevin. So nice to see you. Thanks for coming by. Kevin is a amazing psychic medium, and he has his own YouTube channel as well.
Oh, very cool.
Anything for Corgi Dolly Wally. And oh, okay. So this is her dog, and it's Earth Hope,
Yep.
and her name is Dolly Wally.
Hmm.
That's a cute name. Um, I'm just getting the royalty feeling. So very childlike type of uh personality, yet felt that Dolly Wally thought that she was royalty as well. But very childlike kind of personality coming through. She almost like tried to she would try and get away with things. I don't know if she snuck socks, or if she, tried to sneak out, or tried to, go into the bedroom and get something that she wasn't supposed to when you weren't looking. Almost like she would sneak away and get into things. Like she liked to explore, and she liked to explore on her own. You had a close eye on her, but she liked to kind of get into things once in a while. And she's just saying, I just wanted to check it out. I wasn't being bad. She is saying that you kept a close eye on her, though. She did. I don't know why I'm getting such a young, youthful, like 14, 16-year-old kind of girlish kind of attitude and behavior, and personality. It's very unique. Dolly Wally. What would you like to say to Earth Hope? Aw, she says, I love you, Mom. She says, I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. I always will love you, Mom. I love you to the moon and back. And she was very devoted and very loving. And she says that you miss her love. And she says she needs to know that I still love her. Even though I'm not there to show you, she says, just remember that look in my eyes and the feeling that you had when we were together. She says, this is continuing. It is continuous. Love never dies. She said, thank you for taking such good care of me. Thank you for tolerating my little mischievous adventures. She said she had fun and she felt like part of the family. She said you showed her respect for her soul, and you treated her well. She appreciates that. It was really, really cute. Really cute. Very loving.
I'm sorry I skipped a couple of people. I found you though. Let's see. Angelia Green. I had a series of twos happen to me the other night. Any insight? Do you not normally get synchronicities, Angelia, or is this like new for you? Because I know a lot of people usually get lots of numbers, but maybe it's just beginning for you. Or do you feel like there was something special about the twos that you want insight on?
Let me check. I'm going to check with, I'm going to go to Angelia's energy and then I'll check with your spirit guides to see what, if they were trying to give you a message. So, Angelia, do you live in a rancher in a one-story uh, home? I see you hanging out like in a den or a not a bedroom, but not the main living area. And it's a smaller room, and I see you hanging out in there. If I can just confirm that I'm with your energy. Yeah, there is a little bit of a delay, but I'll just keep going. Angelia Green. There's something about pairs. I'm not sure if you are have a significant other in your life, partners, pairs, that you're not alone. You always have somebody by your side. Whatever your thoughts were at that time that you saw them, that you saw the twos, it's almost like they were reassuring you. Um, I'm not really getting anything more than that. Hmm. twos. It is their it could be just the fact that they repeated a synchronicity so that it would be undeniable for you at that time. Like they were saying, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, and we'll show you this again, and then we'll show it to you this way, and we'll show it to you this way. Almost, it may not have like a deeper meaning other than a repetitive type of thing that would make you say, okay, I feel like somebody's trying to talk to me. I feel like somebody's trying to get me. Um, but I don't know. That's all that I'm getting. I'm not getting very much more than that.
No, that's awesome. And yeah, I think many times they're just signposts to let you know that you're not alone, that they're there, just a little reminder. And, synchronicities bring us back to the moment. How many times your mind's off wandering somewhere about the future or the past. You see 11:11 on the clock, and all of a sudden you're back now in this moment. Like, oh, there. So it centers you. So I use it as a reminder too to be in the moment as well. You know. Gypsy JJ, thank you so much for the question. So glad you're here. Is there any message from my father Lloyd? Please and thank you. Thank you, Gypsy JJ.
Hi, Gypsy JJ. Thanks for your question. Let's see what we can find out. I love her emojis. Aren't they cute? They come up really cute on here, Shane.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, I love the little crystal ball. That's so cool. Little fairy and everything. I like your Christmas tree behind you too, by the way. I love how it sparkles and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a vintage. The one in the way back. Yeah, that one's vintage.
Wow, I thought it was a newer LED one or something. That's
It's
wild.
fiber optic from back in the 70s, I'm sure.
Wow, that's
I
awesome.
know.
Very cool.
That's fun. All right, let's check with the wait for Gypsy. He's letting me know right away. I'm feeling that he's saying all is well. All is well, and no need to worry. I'm not sure if he did this or said this a lot. Um, he's saying that he's protecting you and he is just comforting you and sending you blessings and sending you lots of love. And he's letting you know that he loves you. I love you, my daughter, and that you are very special to me. Uh, he's almost showing me that you are the apple of his eye and that he loved watching you manage, grow up in life. He knows that you're strong. He knows that you have you have tenacity and that you are a strong woman, and he is very proud of this. He said it was amazing to watch you grow. He said he may not have been in your life as much as you needed him to be because he was working and otherwise engaged. He said it was hard for him to relate to you because of the gender difference, and that things that were women, it was for women folk, like it's almost like he had an admiration from a distance and not necessarily sort of in your everyday life. And he thought that that would be better, like listening about your girlfriends or listening about your boyfriends or listening about things would be a woman's thing. Like he loved you from afar. He wasn't really in your business. um but not so much from afar, but he just felt like because of the he almost didn't know what to say sometimes because it was a little foreign to him. He said that he knew more of I'm not sure if maybe even you were a tomboy a little bit when you were younger. And then when you became of age, he knew that it was time for your mom or the female side of the family to step in. I think he showed me that you were pals when you were like 10, 8, 10, 12, and you would hang out with them and do things almost like a tomboyish. You had a connection there. And he said that the connection never broke, he said, but he understood that you needed a different kind of guidance than what he could give you. Wow. He's sending you love. He's sending you blankets of love. He's sending you buckets of blessings. Just seems to be really like he's showing me like an old wooden porch, and he's showing me blankets and buckets. Like this is all that we need. Like we don't he doesn't need anything fancy or shiny or brand new. He's just really loving this. He's really loving this. He's a really neat guy. He's a very close to the earth kind of guy, and had he was honorable and he was respected. It was beautiful. Oh, I'm gonna release his energy there, Gypsy JJ. Did she have a chance to respond at all? I'm not sure if there was still a delay in there. I'm sorry about that, you guys.
Oh no, it's all right. No, the delay is only like 15 seconds, but if someone gets a call or they pause it and resume, then they could be a few minutes behind. So you never know. But yeah,
I
she
see.
hasn't said anything or anything. All right, let me scroll back up. Try to make sure I
Oh,
don't
here
miss
she
anything.
is. She just said he was extra busy. He was an evangelist. Thank you. That's the blankets and buckets, blessings and love for sure.
uh,
Thank you, Gypsy JJ. That was very sweet. He's a very strong individual, very proud, and this is the honor that he carried with that. Neat.
all right, Joe Pulowski. I did find you up there. Okay, he wants to know spirit guide. Maybe have something to say. Thank you.
Hi, Joe.
Yeah, thanks so much for the question, Joe.
Mm. They're showing me a Aladdin's lamp, and they're showing me that there is a genie inside. They're showing me that there is a guide of yours. This is the guide. They're telling me that they live this spirit guide of yours came to me in the sense of the Aladdin's lamp, and telling me that the spirit guide is very similar to the genie inside the lamp. Isn't that neat? Wow. And this spirit guide is there to help you and to uh he's saying like make all your wishes come true. Like this is his job, this is his responsibility, This is their want. This is their desire, is to help you make all your wishes come true.
That sounds wonderful.
He says you have a lot of wishes. He says we can help you to manifest. He said that you have to believe in us. You have to believe in us and trust us. He's saying that you feel your spirit guides in it when you have like a gut instinct, or you have something in your gut telling you to do something. He's saying this is us. This is your spirit guides talking to you through a gut feeling. He's saying that you like to go with your gut a lot and you get like gut feelings, and that's not just your intuition. This is them steering you and guiding you. So trust your gut. Tune into your gut. Ask yourself, do I feel yes or do I feel no? And he's also telling me that you can you can work with a pendulum, because you get these sensations and these feelings, and you can use a pendulum, and you'll be able to uh, listen to their direction a little more closely, to just even everyday things like should I have the lemon pie or should I have the pumpkin pie? Oh, he said he has a lamp like that. Wow. That's no coincidence.
Right. Now you know, every time you look at it, it's a nice little reminder there, Joe.
They are that close. I would get a pendulum and work with a pendulum. And sometimes you need to hold on to it and work with it for, a couple of days, a couple of weeks before it starts activating for you. But I definitely would get a pendulum, because I feel as though they're guiding you, and you need some validation, that they're just saying, I'm trying to get this knot out. Um, that you need a little bit of validation. So let me see. Let me see. All right. Joe's spirit guides. Is Joe listening? Is Joe feeling your guidance through his gut? All right, that's a yes. North and south is yes, east and west is no. And they're saying sometimes, because it's going around every like second or third one. All right, will Joe be able to hear his spirit guides directions better with a pendulum? It's not, it's going back and forth very little bit, but it has a little bit of a curve on it. Let me just test it. Am I 7 feet tall? You see how it's saying no? East and west is no. So is my first name Jean? And it's saying yes. And that's a certain yes. Does Joe hear messages from his spirit guides through his gut? There you go. That's a yes. That's a more certain yes. Is Joe, I feel as though you have uh, good intuition, strong intuition, and it's almost like the veil is thinning for you, and the astrological kind of things that are going on are going to be opening up this spiritual gate for you. And you're going to be listening more and more to your guides. They want you to listen a little bit closer. That's why they suggested using a pendulum, because it's a little bit more of a daily. And it's not so that you get dependent on the pendulum. It's so you get used to the feeling, the gentle subtleness of the message coming in. When you ask yourself these yes no questions, and you ask yourself you know, should I have cereal today or eggs today? Or, you know, you just use this for everyday things. And once you start trusting this and you feel what it feels like, it's a very, very subtle energy that comes through. You'll be able to quiet down and tune into that intuition, and you'll be able to get messages a lot clearer there. And also, it was just highly unusual for me to say, but they're also telling me that tarot cards or oracle cards they will talk to you through the cards, and you will build a trust with the cards that you pull, and you'll build a trust with the pendulum. And then once you build that trust and listen to that subtle energy, you'll be able to, the connection will strengthen for you. Good job, Joe. Good for you. Good for you.
That's awesome. And it's really good for everybody to practice with. Pendulums are amazing. Lark, I got an answer for you on this one because the sun has been putting off several, I think, M-class solar flares. So I've been getting all sorts of reports of energy being all over the place. So yeah, you're not alone with that. There's definitely real cosmic energy, measurable energy flowing into the planet, which of course affects the human resonance and our heart resonance. It's all connected. So look out for Mandela effects. This one from Julie N. Thank you so much. Julie had the really cool orb that we did a video on years ago. Hi,
Oh,
Gene and Shane.
wow.
Question. Please ask my guides why I've been reversing illnesses since my awakening in 2016. Prior to that, let's see, it didn't all fit on there, did it? Prior to that, I was never sick. I've been worse after I had COVID. Thank you.
Well, I don't really do any type of medical readings, but I do energetic readings, so I can look into your energy and see what I find there. It's easier for me to pick up the energy vibrations,
Very
and I
good.
love the orb in your icon there. It's very, very, very powerful, and you're very lucky to have witnessed that. So even before tuning in, I got the sensation that there may be an environmental factor here. And what I mean by that is, I'm not sure if you moved or if you um, got new carpeting, or if you're putting plastic in the microwave, or if you're drinking tap water. There's some sort of an environmental toxin that is, other than COVID, that is kind of depleting your resistance. Um, you can also pick up like heavy metals, and if you need to detox in like a salt bath, or there's these detox pads that you could use for your feet, or any kind of a detoxing type of massage. Drinking plenty of water, maybe doing like um, just like a cleanse, maybe doing like a, a celery juice kind of cleanse or something like this, just to release some of the toxins. I just feel as though that there seems to be environmental toxins that are affecting your resistance. And I'm sure you don't smoke. And they're saying to stay away from the sugar, because that really does lower your resistance immediately. You know, every once in a while we all need sugar and stuff. That's fine, but try not to have it on a daily diet. So it seems as though that there is a lowering in your resistance. You need to build up your, not necessarily your immune system, but just your, just building all your nutrients, balancing all your nutrients so that your body is working optimally. I'm not sure if you're getting enough sleep or if you're interrupted sleep. I know that, I mean, it's believe me, I'm saying it and I'm giggling as I'm saying it, but reducing your stress, all of these things lower our resistance. And I just feel as though um, you're not um, paying so much attention to your own health as you may be to others' needs, almost not putting yourself first. Um, yeah. Wow. That's interesting that all that came through.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Cynthia Sue Larson and I did a video a few months back about the spikies going around and whether, however you got them, but a few supplements that you might find handy for that is quercetin. And I'm not selling it or anything. You can just find it wherever you can find it. Um, Quercetin, that helps. Resveratrol is helpful. Sorry, trying to get the focus there. And a Mandela effect here. Turmeric is now turmeric, if you remember turmeric. It's got an R in there now. So, yeah, it didn't change at some point. It's just always been this way in this reality. Sorry, it won't focus. But, yeah, it doesn't matter what brand or whatever. These are just kind of three random brands. And on top of that, I also have been getting lots of people have muscle cramps and heart palpitations, and I find that magnesium is helpful for that. So just a few things, and vitamin D. If your vitamin D levels are high, you can't even get the Rona. Just saying. So that's my non-medical advice, just what I do, my experience that you might find helpful as well, since I'm not any kind of medical professional and I'm not offering any kind of medical, neither of us are offering any kind of medical advice. So.
Right. And she does say that she has heavy metals and that she got her mercury fillings removed in 2016. You're very brave. I have yet to do that. They say that they're sealed right now and they're not harmful to me, but I'm just a little, I just don't want it exposed, to open it up. And she said tons of stress and hair falling out. That's, yeah, that's a shame. I'm so sorry that you're going through that, but it is,
Those are long COVID symptoms, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you've had like smell and taste issues, but those supplements I just showed you there were really helpful for Cynthia. And I would tell you, just go check out that video. You might find other things in there because she talked about intermittent fasting helped her a lot. Not really getting her, you would think kind of trying to sweat out the sickness is helpful, but it's actually the opposite. You really don't want to stress your body out too much. And also, magnesium, that I mentioned earlier, is also a stress reducer. So it can actually make you feel drowsy. So I like to take it closer to bedtime. Um, but other than that, yeah, check out that video and see if you find any of that to be helpful, because the intermittent fasting, I think, is super helpful, and getting more sleep too. That was another thing.
yes.
Jamie, I love your icon here. I just love it. Jamie Marie has a question. Hello, looking for anything that comes up, I guess, from her guides.
Okay. We'll give her a general reading.
Okay.
So, Jamie, I'm not sure if you are a traveler. I'm not sure if you travel to different realms or if you're a dreamer or if you are a shamanic journeyer. I'm seeing many different realms, many different uh sort of um like a fantasy, like unicorns and um things that fly that speak to us, and dragons and things like this. And there's uh, different dimensions that these exist. And I feel as though you can either visit, travel, see, you're aware, you have dreams, something like this that um, that is a recurring for you. Maybe it's a memory of yours, but they keep showing me these different realms and these different creatures, and that it's a very happy, lovely, wonderful place. And I'm not even sure if you could be like an author or a children's book author or something, that you tell these stories. I don't know where this is coming from. She has very vivid dreams. And do you have vivid dreams about like galactic happenings, like being on a spaceship at all, or being on a different planet with different things? Um, interesting. Interesting, Jamie. So your imagination is connected to the other side. And what I call this is the imagination gateway. And this is something that allows us to travel interdimensionally through our imagination. And it is a very important tool. And we've been taught all of our lives that it's nonsense and not to pay attention to it. But it's really the gateway. It's really, you know how they say when you go inside and you travel within, all the answers you need are inside, and this is the way we access it. It goes through our pineal gland, and that we can travel different dimensions, different I mean, it's the same place that we go when we do BQHs, Shane, and past life regressions.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely.
all this is all through the imagination gateway. And if you have vivid dreams, that means your imagination is healthy and in gear. Uh, so, what you can imagine, that's very powerful manifestation. If you can imagine and write a story about yourself and succeeding or meeting the man that you want to marry, or having the family, or whatever it is that you want, you can write the story. You can write the story and manifest it. It's really that it's that accessible to you. And some of us here in this realm can't even imagine for ourselves something better, or something sort of like, it's so far fetched that we can't even believe it. But you have the access through your imagination to go there and to live it. And this way you have a portion or a part of your um, spirit that lives it and believes it. So you have like 1 foot in, 1 foot in the door is what they're telling me.
I love that.
That's great.
And you know, a lot of times our expectations are exceeded, so we don't actually have to. You know, sometimes we're told to focus on we can just focus on how we want to feel, and like Cynthia says, you know, how good can it get, and just really expect the most optimal outcome, one that's beyond anything you can imagine. You know, imagine from that higher dimension, that higher self. You know, instead of from the lower 3D. So that's beautiful. Annette Weiss, this is Pam's sister. What is up, Annette? Thanks for the question. Annette says, I cannot seem to get past something that is deep seated in my life that is hanging up my love relationship and need to be freed up.
Okay. One quick second.
Okay. We do have about 13 minutes to go, you guys. We're going to get out a little bit early today. So we'll get through what we can. I'm not sure how many more questions we have, but
Okay, so Annette is asking, or who is Pam Lang's sis? She's just
Pam
letting
and
us
Daryl, the
know.
truckers, our friend. Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's her sis.
Pam's
Okay,
sister
I can't.
decided to come in here. Yeah, that's great. So thanks for hopping in here, Annette. I
Okay.
think you impressed them so much, you know, because you connected with Pam and Daryl's family last time. So, you know, I think you created a
Go
little bit of
on over
buzz.
there and get a
Right.
reading.
Exactly. So thanks for joining us, Annette. I appreciate you being here.
Yes,
So she
thanks,
says, I
Annette.
cannot seem to get past something that is deep seated in my life that is hanging up my love relationship and need to be freed up. So maybe you can connect with her hire a team or something.
So in the very beginning, they told me that it is it's like a past life kind of thing. It's almost like a belief or you had a vow or you promised something or you swore something in your last life and you're carrying this energy with you into this life. Um, it's something that can be removed, and it's if you go and see an energy healer, and or you can do this through a BQH. You can do this through an energy healing through BQH that Shane does. This is something that can be brought up, recognized, transmuted, and removed. Um, And this is, I just want to give you an example. This is not what it is, but it's something that you would need to go through and get into a very relaxed state and then examine where it would be in your body and then find it and transmute it. So, one time I was having some hip pain and I had a friend of mine help me, and she was doing energy healing, and she said that asked me what color the hip pain was, and I said, well, it feels really stiff, like it's rusty in there. So I said orange, like an orange rust color. And she said, what she said, I'm gonna put like a tap on your hip, and I'm gonna put a bucket under the tap, and I'm gonna open up the tap and allow this rust to drip out into the bucket. And she said, you let me know when all of this rust in your hip is out and in the bucket. So I said, okay, now. So then she said, okay, here's the bucket. You take the bucket. And in my mind, I closed my eyes and she said, you take the bucket outside and ask Mother Gaia to transmute it. So I was like, oh, geez, what is this? You know? So I was walking outside in my mind with this bucket of rusty liquid. And all of a sudden, spontaneously, um, monarch butterflies started flying out of the bucket and transmuted into monarch butterflies, which are rust color. And I was so amazed, and my hip felt so much better. And it's energetic healing, and but you have to actually find it and get rid of it and then transmute it. But this is something that you can do through a BQH, or you can do through energy healing. Um, and it's very possible. But I just kind of feel like this is something that you either swore or you believed or that was carried over from a previous lifetime, that is that you're just carrying with you, and it is able to be removed. Yeah, like a thought form. It's actually a thought form. Isn't that interesting? So it's
Whoops,
not you.
that's amazing. Yeah, so it's like unnecessary baggage, right?
Right.
Okay, let me figure out where we were here.
Yeah, that's okay. Pam said her live is a little behind. I know. I know.
Yeah, just so you guys know, you can actually, on a live, if you're watching the video down in the corner, if it's white, then you know you're behind a little, some amount. If it's red, then you're not delayed. So
Oh,
if you tap on live, if it's white, it will turn red and it will jump to, as delayed or as small of a delay as possible, which is like 15 seconds. And then you can jump
hmm.
back. But sometimes people miss something, they'll jump back and just keep playing it. And if you do that a few times, you can get a little bit behind. So, okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
thank you, Pam, for the referral. And you guys are so sweet saying, come on, you gotta come on and ask your questions.
Right. Yeah, it was Pam and Daryl, and their daughter was in there last week. And I think,
Yeah, that was really good.
yeah, it was a really good one. So, yeah, that's awesome. Pixie's Sacred Journey. Thank you for the question. My grandparents, are they watching over me to aid? Is the right direction with maternal relationship? Let's see. Over me to aid. Is the right direction with maternal relationship? Hmm.
First of all, yes, your grandparents are watching over you.
Right. That's what grandparents do, it seems like.
Let me see if they have any guidance for you. And I love your name, Pixie
Yeah.
Sacred Journey.
I love the little picture, the little avatar of
It's
the moon. That's
beautiful.
beautiful.
Hmm. So I'm not sure if you feel as though that the maternal relationship would be they're just showing me that you're feeling a burden. And they're saying that we didn't leave you. This is not your responsibility. We are only responsible for our own selves, and that everything else is a voluntary action, that there is no responsibility or debt that needs to be paid from you. Um, they're saying it's voluntary, it's free will. They're saying that if it's too much of a burden, you can just step back and not engage. They said it's important for you to protect your energy, your um, health, your spirit. Don't, it's almost like there's like a somebody that drains you. Like, I mean, it's a terrible name, but they call it like an energy vampire, or somebody who lays guilt trips on you or something, and just really like makes life difficult for you to be generous and kind to somebody. And they're saying that don't feel the burden, don't feel the responsibility, that you have a choice here in the matter. And no matter what you choose, it's the right thing. If you choose to step back and step away, it's the right thing. If you choose to engage and be there out of duty or obligation, and be beat up, so to speak, energetically, that's the right decision too. So both are the right decision, but you have the free will to choose which road to go down. And they're saying that we did not leave this burden behind for you to deal with, but if you choose to do so, that is your choice, and we all have choices. And it just depends if you have the equipment and the sort of the armor that you need to hold your boundaries and not let um, somebody who is, I don't like to say abusive, but somebody who is not so nice to us and maybe takes advantage of our kindness, or somebody, it's not really abusive. It's just they don't treat us very nicely. And if you feel very sensitive and it hurts you, to make sure that you step back until you have that armor and those boundaries to say that I see that this is not you, that this has nothing to do with me. This is your stuff that you are dealing with, and I am bigger than the problem, and I am bigger than your um, hurtful remarks. And I know that these are not, it has nothing to do with me. It's just you. It's almost like this person who is a burden, or who is a little, sharp tongued. It's what they feel about themselves. And it's almost like they're projecting it out on you. So it really makes it hard for you to help this person. I hope this means something to you, Pixie Sacred Journey, because I'm getting this pretty strong. And if it's not you, it's somebody who's dealing with this. But I know there's a little bit of a lag. That's a shame. But and this is very strong, and I can see that you're very sensitive. I can see it in your name. I can see it in your uh, I can see it in your uh, photo, and you are when you are connecting to higher realms and different realms, our energy and our frequency is higher, and this makes us more sensitive. It really does. And it's important to have those boundaries, to have that perspective, and to understand that when people are sharp tongued and they are sending us messages of guilt, if we do or don't do something, if we do, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, is kind of what I'm hearing. But their grandparents are saying it's still your choice, and no matter what you choose, it's the right choice for you. Um, yeah,
And you
I
will
hope
be
that's helpful.
supported. That's the beauty of it. Well, our time has come to an end, you guys. Let me tell you guys about our next date, though. I forgot. I had it memorized, but I don't want to mess up.
I have January 20, no,
Yeah,
January
21st.
20. Yes, 21st. That's
Yep.
right.
121. 12123.
I
Wow.
know. Can you believe it?
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Can you?
Wishing,
22 went
wishing,
fast.
wishing everybody a really lovely holiday season and new year. And please do take care of yourselves. It's not just the holidays. This isn't just any regular holidays that are a little more difficult. There, the solstice and the 23rd, there's some really big astrological changes going on. So please do take care of your energy, take care of yourself, and be kind to yourself, and hang in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and watch your thoughts, like we were talking about earlier. It's way more important than we think, or that we've been taught anyway. Well, lots of love, you guys. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We will see you in 2023. Can you believe it? Thank you so much for being here with me, Jean.
Thank you, Shane. It's been so much fun.
All right, lots of love, light, and unity. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Bye, everybody.